quite an offensive show, but then again, it was for the Rockets too. They need to shore up the defense underneath the dish by Morant, and the first bucket goes to
Steal. Adams did, freed himself up for the layup.
Bradley will give it to Malik Monk, who's had over 20 in the last 2 games, averaging 22.5. Dwight gets the call. Now to LeBron, who hits the first 3 of the game for the Lake Show. Morant, the majority of Ja's shots are in the paint, and that's where he does his damage. He'll pop one from the outside occasionally. Malik, double count of it goes. It goes. Count it. And an and one for Malik Monk.
We've talked
8 for 8 last night from the free throw line. Also knocked down 3 threes, was 3 for 7. He played some decent D too, Stu. Played some decent D, and in the process, a couple of blocks. You have to go with my entire statement.
I know.
Yeah, here is Ja hooking it into the corner.
Oh, a pass.
Yeah, by Jackson, doesn't do it often. Ja from 3.
Now there's where you got a problem. If Ja
we think it is, he is tied for first in the NBA for most fouls committed. So get used to it as Dwight knocks down the free throw. Junior Michigan State for a year, double-figure scoring in 30 out of the 34, and they've come youngest team, the Grizzlies, against the oldest team, age-wise, in the NBA, the purple and gold. We've got a really nice young core, and we're not seeing some of their players tonight. We'll run it over in a minute. There's the guy who right now is twice, and the Lakers will get a fresh 14.
Good effort by Dwight that helped save the Lakers a second possession here.
Russ looks to attack. Boy, they just clog up the paint. AB from the outside. Yes, sir, Avery Bradley.
Well, Avery Bradley last night, so hopefully that'll continue on in this ball game.
Lakers shot 41% from downtown last night, 52% overall. Problem was the Rockets shot 53%. Kyle Anderson, the former Bruin, hits in the lane. They are under conditioning right now as Bane goes all the way to the rim and scores. Well, that's a quick move. Win over Phoenix on Monday in Phoenix against one of the top teams. A signature win for this Memphis franchise. LeBron drifting and using the...
When you're up off the ground trying to attack the rim.
We've got THT into the game as Russ goes to the bench. Grizzlies have a really good bench when they're 100% healthy. It is a plus bench for them. And there's another mid-range jumper. That one
to the scorers table in time, so they're not in the game yet. Next dead ball.
Boy, but he was big. LeBron rise, fire for 3. Another triple from... Of course, he became the 5th to reach 100 triple-doubles earlier this year. We mentioned here in Memphis 20 days ago. Bradley wanders into the paint and scores again.
Little teardrop by Avery.
Just about 23.5 minutes a game. 9-0 Lake Show run here in quarter number 1. They're playing at both ends of the floor, and Bane off the glass as he gets to the cut off the board, and then Carmelo was nowhere to be found and finally scored anyway.
Yeah.
Carmelo tweeted after the game about that. He said, "Come on, I'm not quite the way I used to be." Here is Morant underneath, going to be taken underneath, put up. That's Tilly from France, and Tilly misses, but it's tipped up and in by Ja Morant. This is...
Can just run and jump, so they're able to get to the offensive board.
They also have 54 points per game in the paint. The spin by Morant. The left hand is good. Sparkling. Had 12 turnovers last night, and while we have a moment, here's a word from Carl's Jr.
Find delicious satisfaction.
7.
Stu, Memphis missing tonight. John Conchar, who just went into the starting lineup and had been playing really well, but most notably, he went into protocol on December the 26th. So they are struggling in that regard, but off the window goes Russ. In the league and made 3-pointers. 4 years at TCU. Right at the end of the first round in 2020, a selection by Boston. Stu, 20-plus points in 5 out of the last 7, and during that time shooting over 50% from downtown. Yeah, Laker fans, as you watch each game this season, play Lakers Pick'em through the Lakers mobile app. Lakers Pick'em is an interactive game for fans to predict how their favorite players will do during each game this season. This is something Stu does nightly. Not really. Put your basketball knowledge to the test and win some prizes with Lakers Pick'em.
What do you mean, not really? I do that nightly.
You do it nightly, don't you? Even when the Lakers aren't playing. from the outside. Rebound, good rebound. In between 3 different Grizzlies. Lakers now with 8 to shoot. And surveying the situation is Horton Tucker. Horton Tucker steps back now. Collison with 1 to shoot. Leans in to beat the clock. Melo's in there. He's grinding away, and it's going to go out of bounds.
He's doing a good job of battling on the glass. I mean, especially on the offensive side, as that kind of hustle creates opportunities. As Melo, the recipient of the good call here, as they say he didn't touch it last, went off the body of Bain. So the Lakers get another 14 seconds.
Melo, 20 rebounds in the last 2 games. Russ is in deep, turns it over. Russ, second most turnovers in the league to James Harden. Stepping on the line. We'll see it once, twice, maybe even 3 times tonight. It just happens.
And you could see he was so worried about being behind the three-point line. When he caught the ball, he actually looked down to make sure he was behind the line. He should have looked behind himself to see if his feet were out of bounds.
That was Shaq Buchanan with the turnover. Shaq went to Murray State for a couple of years. He's one of the 10-day players in the NBA. Trying to make his presence known. Spin by Russ, leaning back, off target. So Russ starts the game 1 for 4. Into the front court, Memphis, and this is Buchanan. Gonna hand it back off for Tilly. Lets it fly. Rebound once again. Carmelo's got another carom. Up ahead for Stanley. Johnson, offensive foul.
Well, they're saying he must have used his off arm, his left arm, to